11:15 a.m. in the city of Lagos metropolis, and today is the 15th day of the month of January 2024. Now, from the world of business, the following will be disseminated shortly together with trending stories making rounds in the financial market. For the first segment, we shall take a look at the end of weekday trading summary on the NGX for last Friday, 12th January 2024. In the second segment, updates on the FX market and international currency rates against the Naira will be disseminated. And finally, in the third segment, a scheduled telephone interview with our very own in-house financial analyst, Mr. Kenny Adeaga, as we shall talk on and dissect in details the Nigerian stock market ranked the world's second best in 2024 after Argentina. So as always, it promises to be informative and interactive as much as possible, touching all spheres of the business scene. So please stay tuned. My name once again is Rioja Opia, and this is 98.3 Mainland FM. The sound of Lagos. Currently on your airwaves is the Mainland Business Cafe, which is being streamed on Facebook and Facebook and YouTube, respectively, at Mainland 98.3 FM. All right, so please stay tuned. I'll be right back shortly.
When your whole world comes crashing down, is look up. Assemble the team.
It's showtime!
The brains. Wake it up.
What'd you have for breakfast?
We are the sound of Lagos, and this is Mainland 98.3 FM.
You didn't see that coming, did you?
For latest updates from the business scene, foreign exchange market, and the economy at large, tune in to Mainland Business Cafe every Monday at 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos.
You're very much welcome back. 17 minutes gone past the hour of 11 a.m. This is the Business Report on Mainland Business Cafe, where we keep you updated with concise happenings from the business world and how it affects every other sector of the economy. Now, we always say this: given the volatile nature of the stock market, trading floors, commodity prices from the respective economies of various countries, it is imperative to note that figures and statistics may vary. Rest assured that we shall fill you in with accurate details from the trading floors of the NGX for last Friday, 12th January 2024. Now, from the trading floors for last Friday saw a total of 600,634,897 shares in 11,697 deals, corresponding to a market value of 9,097,775,553 naira and 6 kobo were traded. Now, compared with the previous NGX trading day, Thursday, January 11th, Friday's data showed a 32% decline in volume, a 37% decline in turnover, but a 22% decline in deals. The current market capitalization of the NGX is 45.4 trillion naira. In the aggregate, 122 listed NGX equities participated in trading, ending with 49 gainers and 19 losers. Suna Assurances Nigeria led the gainers with a 10% share price appreciation, closing at 1 naira 43 kobo per share. Mutual Benefits Assurance also led the gainers with a 10% share price appreciation, closing at 0 naira 77 kobo per share. Ikeja Hotels was not left out. They also led the gainers with 9.96 share price appreciation, closing at 8 naira 61 kobo per share. Unilever 9.94 share price appreciation, closing at 18 naira 25 kobo per share. Cadbury with 9.82 share price appreciation, closing at 24 naira 5 kobo per share. Lasako with 9.73 share price appreciation, closing at 2 naira 48 kobo per share. On the losing side, Industrial and Medical Gases IMG came out last with an end-of-day price depreciation of 9.15%, closing at 13 naira 40 kobo per share. UPDC with an end-of-day share price depreciation of 7.26%, closing at 1 naira 66 kobo per share. Cotix with 5% share price depreciation closing at 2 naira 66 kobo per share. Omatech Ventures with 5% share price depreciation as well, closing at 0 naira 95 kobo per share. FTN Cocoa Processors with a negative of 4.76 share price depreciation closing at 2 naira per share. Finally, Nemeth with a negative of 4.04% closing at 1 naira 90 kobo per share. More importantly, Transcorp Nigeria recorded the highest volume of 54.4 million traded shares, followed by Access Holdings with 45 million, United Bank for Africa UBA with 33.5 million, and Universal Insurance Company with 33.3 million. Regarding the performance of NGX market indices, the benchmark NGX All Share Index ASI moved up 445.88 at 0.54% points to close at 83,042.96, representing a 1-week gain of 4.24%, a 4-week gain of 15.49%, and an overall year-to-date gain of 11.06%. Other remarkable indices that performed were the NGX Top 50 Index with a 0.61%, a positive of 5.8% 1 week, and of course the YTD recorded 14.63%. NGX Top 30 Index recorded 0.54%, 4.28% 1 week, 11.46% as the YTD, and NGX Consumer Goods Index recorded 2.36%, 9.6% 1 week, and of course the YTD 14.42% and 79%. NGX Mainboard Index recorded 0.84%, 4.45% 1 week, and of course the YTD recorded 11.67%. Finally, NGX Pension Index recorded 0.58%, 4.53% 1 week, and of course the YTD recorded 14.67%. That is the summary of the trading floors from the NGX for last Friday, 12th January 2024. Please stand by for updates on the international currency rates to the Naira coming up in the second segment of Mainland Business Cafe on 98.3 Mainland FM, the sound of Lagos. My name is Rioja. Of course, as we transmit this very moment, we're currently streaming live on Facebook and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM. Please stay tuned. I'll be right back shortly.
Us on all our social media platforms on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM, on Twitter at Mainland FM. We are the sound of Lagos.
You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos.
Updates from the business scene, foreign exchange market, and the economy at large. Tune in to Mainland Business Cafe every Monday at 11 a.m. to 12.
Welcome back. This is the second segment of Mainland Business Cafe on 98.3 Mainland FM, the sound of Lagos, where updates on international currency rates against the Naira, FX updates and market analysis will be disseminated. Now, the foreign exchange market, as we all know, in Nigeria is where different currencies are traded for one another. Now, the FX market is an established fact that is influenced by various factors such as demand and supply, inflation, interest rates, political stability, and economic performance. Now, this is the USD to Naira exchange rate for today, January 15th, 2024. Currency dealers in Abuja Zone 4 market, Nigeria, said a dollar was being bought at 1,265 naira and sold off at 1,255 naira today, as against 1,255 naira it traded yesterday. Now, the second most traded currency, known as the euro to naira, traded at 1,314 naira for buying and for selling 1,325 naira respectively in the parallel market. Now, interestingly, and at the same time, the pound to naira exchange rate is 1,588 naira for buying, while you can sell a pound for 1,570 naira at the parallel market rate. Now, for the last 7 days, we can see that the USD being traded in the parallel market today, Monday, January 15th, 2024, USD has been traded at 1,265 naira, when parallel market closed last week on Friday, January 12th, 2024. Now, this makes it a negative of 12.64% decline for the USD against the Naira this week. Now, as a closing note, the Nigerian Naira, as predicted by economists and related variables in the parallel market platform, is still very much fluid when compared to last week's market trading amongst relevant players. However, and ironically, the fluid nature remains in a perpetual state of uncertainty, which begs the get any better or considerably worse in the FX market. Please stick around. We'll be right back shortly after the break. Alright, thank you for standing by. 27 minutes gone past the hour of 11 a.m. in the city of Lagos Metropolis. This is the Mainland Business Cafe, currently on your airwaves. As we transmit this very moment, we're currently streaming on Facebook and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM. 3 minutes from now, we'll take the headline news, but until then, we shall just do an introductory aspect to the third segment of the Mainland Business Cafe. We'll be having Mr. Kenny Adiaga, who happens to be our very own in-house financial analyst, come dissect the topic. Nigeria stock market ranked the world's second best in 2024 after Argentina. Now, as an introduction, positive records seen this year at the Nigerian equities market have pushed it up by 11.6%, making it world's second best in 2024 after Argentina. With only one session of negative close this year, Nigeria's stock market has advanced positively as investors continue to take advantage of the relative cheapness of some counters while positioning ahead of full-year results and corporate actions. Now, the Nigerian equities market closed in the green zone for the second trading week of the year as the all-share index ASI gained 4.24% week on week to reach 83,042.96 points. Across sectoral indices, NGX banking rose by 5.10% week on week, NGX consumer goods by 9.60% week on week, NGX insurance by 7.63% week on week, and NGX insurance index with 4.80% week on week recorded gains, while NGX oil and gas sector with 1.61% week on week closed in the red zone. We shall have the interview coming up shortly after the headline news on 98.3 Mainland FM, the sound of Lagos. Please stick around for the headline news. We'll be right back shortly.
Every Monday at 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos.
Become more and more crowded. It's time to break it open and really stand out. Broken Air. It's here.
On Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. Lagos.
When your whole world comes crashing down, is look up. Assemble the team.
It's showtime.
The brains waking up.
What'd you have for breakfast?
We are the sound of Lagos, and this is Mainland 98.3 FM.
You didn't see that coming, did you?
Headline news on 98.3 Mainland FM.
Headline news on Mainland FM. My name is Sage Babalola. Lagos task force impounds motorcycles in renewed operation. Shettima departs to attend the World Economic Forum at Davos in Switzerland. Senate President, governors celebrate fallen heroes. Serap tells Akpabio Abbas to cut self-serving 344.85 billion naira National Assembly budget. In business, LIRS fixes January 31 as deadline for employers' return. Kenya bank stocks to rise on dividend earnings. Egypt plans to issue bonds in local currencies of new development bank members. On the foreign scene, Iceland volcano eruption spills lava into town, setting houses on fire. In sport, Al Hassan Yusuf gives Super Eagles a massive boost ahead of Ivory Coast clash in AFCON 2023. That is the headline news on Mainland FM. Details at noon.
When the airwaves in your market become more and more crowded, it's time to break it open and really stand out. It's here.
Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos.
For latest updates from the business scene, foreign exchange market, and the economy at large, tune in to Mainland Business Cafe every Monday at 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos.
All right, thank you for standing by. 32 minutes gone past the hour of 11 a.m. And of course, on to the third segment. This morning, we have Mr. Kenny Adeaga, our very own in-house financial analyst. Good morning, Mr. Kenny. Hello, good morning, Mr. Kenny.
How are you?
Yes, very well. Thank you, sir. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
How was your weekend, sir? Hello, Mr. Kenny. Hello, sir. Okay, we seem to be having a temporary network issue. However, that's been sorted. Good morning, Mr. Kenny. Can you still hear us? Hello? Yes. Okay. Can you still hear us, sir? Good morning. Hello? Okay, yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us, sir? Good morning. All right, so this is 98.3 Mainland FM, the sound of Lagos. We sincerely apologize for the inconveniences that you're experiencing concerning connecting to our very own in-house analyst. We shall try to reconnect with him. Until then, please stick around. This is 98.3 Mainland FM, the sound of Lagos. And of course, on your airwaves currently is the Mainland Business Cafe, the third segment. And we're going to be looking at the proposed topic, which is Nigeria's stock market ranked the world's second best in 2024. After Argentina. All right. Good morning, Mr. Kenny. Good morning, Mr. Kenny. Good morning, Mr. Kenny. Yes, we can hear you.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Mr.
All
Kenny.
right.
Yes, we can hear you. All right. We apologize for the inconveniences.
No problem.
All right, good morning. Yes, so we have already intimated our listeners concerning the proposed topic for this morning, which happens to be Nigeria's stock market ranked the world's second best in 2024 after Argentina. It's actually a very remarkable feat that we have achieved, you know, the last couple of months that ended 2023 and up until this very year and this very moment. So without further ado, let's just get down to business. So, sir, what are your thoughts and possibly speculations? Reason being that for the last few end of weekday trading summaries on the NGX have been remarkably impressive. Now, can this incredible feat be maintained given the volatile nature of the market, fluidity, underlying factors, and possibility that the weekday summary could start out on a negative note and end positively, and vice versa?
Well, it's not new because Nigerians have attained this. That's the Nigerian market, capital market, so to say,
okay,
has attained this some years back,
okay,
where we hit the 43 above 43
yes,
trillion naira market capitalization.
Exactly, market
and
cap,
an index above an index above 38,000 basis points and above. And so this remarkable record can be attributable to one, good return on investment,
yes,
that has been visible in terms of companies operating in Nigerian capital market space.
okay,
You recall that information and performances of some companies that were sent to the Nigerian exchange shows that they have a good performance And what does an investor want from a company is the performance, looking at it from the dividend aspect, the bonus aspect, and the profitability aspect, which is what is giving some of those companies an interest on their stocks. Having said that, what we are seeing is that if Nigeria market, in Nigeria economic space, in terms of security, can be kind of deliberate effort to ensure that the security aspect of our economy is okay. Yes, I'm sure Nigerian markets will be ranked the best in terms of investment. Yes, because majority of the companies that are operating in Nigeria are declaring good financial statement, financial results, which is an attraction to investors. When you have dividend payouts, when you have bonuses given, when you have price appreciation in terms of their stock prices. These are some of those things that have caused an attraction to Nigerian market space, and which is making investors to look into Nigerian capital markets to come and invest. And that is what I think we should continue to hammer on now that the market has gone up, because this is an attraction for every investor. And remember, there is room for you to repatriate whatever gains you may have acquired in Nigeria market space without any hindrances. So the investors are likely going to continue to come to the Nigerian marketplace. Of course, we cannot say because we are second best in the world, we will give room for some kind of abnormalities that may happen in the market, or to say that the market cannot go down. The market is a place where you see ups and downs. And when the ups are there, people take advantage, and some people also take advantage of the market when it is down. So kudos to the Nigerian market regulators and operators as we have it, and of course the companies that have been showing good results in recent past.
All right, thank you very much. Yes, you just answered my next question. I was going to ask about the returns on investment, but that has been clearly answered. All right, so once again, this is Mainland Business Cafe on 98.3 Mainland FM, the sound of Lagos. Of course, we have our very own in-house analyst and financial market expert, Mr. Kenny Adeaga, and this morning we're talking about the topic, which is Nigeria, being ranked the second world best in 2024. That is the stock market, specifically speaking, after Argentina. Now, as of today, investors reaped 1.85 trillion naira. That is very, very remarkable. And in addendum to that, I'd just like to ask now, there has been a backlog of shareholders' complaints of purchased shares and pending dividends after mergers and acquisition has taken place. So the question is, how has the SEC, that is the Securities Exchange Commission, which happens to be the apex regulatory body of the Nigeria capital market that answers to the Federal Ministry of Finance, been able to protect investors from these issues? Reason being that we usually have a couple of our listeners call in to say that they purchased so and so shares, but they can't seem to get in touch with the regulators or the stockbrokers or the company themselves to claim their dividends or bonuses. So how do we take care of this particular issue, sir?
Well, you think the problem I have with some Nigerian investors is the fact that the majority don't monitor their investment as it should be. They rely more on a third party to give them information. And if you rely more on third party to give you information, possibilities are that the third party may be giving you accurate information, and they also may give you an information that is negative, or an information that is not obtainable in the market space. So we need to be knowledgeable about the market for us to have an understanding of what the market is all about. It is when you have that understanding, you will be able to monitor and know what is happening in the market. In terms of the regulation, you recall that I've said several times that the Securities and Exchange Commission have said that they are operating a zero tolerance regulation in the market. And so what that means is that they have nipped the loopholes. All the areas where they see that there are loopholes, they have nipped it on the board. They have tried to protect investors. In fact, the investors are more protected in our market when compared to other markets. That is developing markets, so to say. And so what any investor needs is, in the event that you have a problem or you have an issue with any company or operators in the market, there are platforms that you can send your inquiries to, and you will be immediately responded to. And those platforms are well publicized by the regulators. The only problem is that the majority of the investors don't take cognizance of those platforms. And again, if you can't use this platform, there are offices of regulators and sub-regulators in some parts of the country. I cannot say every part of the country, but some parts of the country where you can access them physically and lodge your complaint. And when such complaints are lodged, I can assure you that they will not jettison that complaint, or they will not brush it aside and say it doesn't make anything. As we speak, they have been talking about unpaid dividends for years.
For years, exactly.
There are people who, as I speak to you today, are yet to claim their dividends. If that kind of a person, dividend is taken back by the government or by the company, because after 12 years, it becomes statutorily bad. So if such dividend is taken over, would you blame the regulator or the sub-regulator or the company? No. The blame should go to the investors who haven't been told what to do about their dividend, and they have refused to take advantage of it. The market cannot say because an individual or corporate organization refuses to work on their dividend, their unclaimed dividend, then the market will be static about that and the market will not move on. No, the market will continue to go on, and they cannot in perpetuity say that if you have not claimed your dividend, at any time you come, you can claim it. No. If they do that, we will see more of unclaimed dividends. As we speak, we have billions of naira unclaimed as unclaimed dividends.
Yes.
And this is huge to make a market not to move on.
Yes.
You can imagine if a company gives, say, 50% of its investors dividends. 100% of investors dividends, and 50% of them refuses to claim it. What happens? Are they expecting that company not to continue to be in business or to move on?
Exactly.
And such idle money cannot remain idle. It has to be traded on. That is what the market is all about. It's a market where you trade.
Yes.
It's not a market where you keep stocks. It is for trading purposes. And of course, as we have it in our own market today, we have security buyback, we have derivatives in the market. And what that derivatives means is that even your dividend can be traded on. This is an aspect that some investors don't know. If you don't want your dividend in cash, you can tell your broker to trade it for you. And that means you get additional return on it. But the investors, some of the investors are not taking advantage of the information available in the market. And so you cannot blame the regulators or the sub-regulators when an investor refuses to take advantage of an information that will better his or her investment.
Well, thank Thank you very much, Mr. Kenny Adiaga. I was a bit carried away by that information. All right, so this is Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos, and we're talking about this morning. We're talking about the fact that Nigeria happens to be the second best, or the world's second best in 2024. That is, the stock market ranked the world's second best after Argentina. And of course, we're talking about the possibilities and the prospects that the stock market could bring in 2024. So this is just a direct way or indirect way, anyhow you want to slice it, way of saying that the necessity or essence of investing in the stock market. All right, so as we transmit this very moment, we're currently streaming on Facebook and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM. You can do well to drop your comments, your reactions. You can like the video, please share the video, or you can simply join the conversation if you have any questions concerning unpaid dividends or mergers and acquisition, how you can reach out to your stockbrokers to make inquiries. Of course, Mr. Kenny here has been gracious enough to let us know that there are some outlets that you can always reach out to make inquiries. So 0913 600 0410, 0913 600 0410. You can join the conversation if you have any questions concerning unpaid dividends or how you can claim dividends or how you can make inquiries. All right, so Mr. Kenny, while we wait for calls, I'd just like to move on to the next question. Okay, all right, so kindly share with us some what stocks, what are the stocks that we can purchase that will give us good returns on investments?
Well, for now, there are some stocks prices that are low.
Okay.
I'm not going to be mentioning
names of
some of those companies.
Exactly.
Because of adverse purposes.
Precisely.
So there are some stock prices that are low. But when you look at their performance, their performance outweigh their market price.
Their market price. Okay.
What you need to do as an investor is look at the performance of a company in terms of the dividend payout on a yearly basis, in terms of bonus payout, whether it's a yearly or 2 years or 3 years, and also then look at their debt profile. If their debt profile is low compared to their profitability, what that means is that they are able to withstand whatever situation they are in, and be able to still give either bonus or dividend to their shareholders. So information is key, and it's very important in the market, and that is why we say that or the slogan in the market is, when you come to the market, you must be ready to dance naked. Dancing naked means that you must be ready to push out information to the market space. In that, whether the information is good or bad, the critical thing is for the market to have that information and be able to decide on whether your stock is worth buying or it is a stock that can be bought and be retained. That is for keep, not for immediate sales. There are investors today who would have bought some shares in the past and they are selling now. They are making gains. Whereas there are also some investors who may have bought and refuses to sell, not because they don't want to sell, but because they have an anticipated period that they can exit. And for those kind of investors, what they may be looking at is maybe targeting the dividends of that company, or possibly looking at the price appreciation. For instance, if you buy a stock at 5 naira in let's say in 2023, and in 3 months or 4 months or 5 months down the line, the price of that stock had gotten to 10 naira.
10 naira.
And your target is for a 2-year period for you to exit. Of course, any wise man would say, I have made the gain I am supposed to make in 2 years in less than a year. So what is best for me is, all right, let me exit this one and go into another one so that you will not lose your investment. Whereas some will say, having made that gain, he or she is still believing that that company will perform within the period of his anticipated exit. And then it will remain. But of course, market is not a place where it is static. It moves up and down.
Yes, it moves very fluid.
It goes up,
yes.
better. When it goes down, you know. So my advice is that there are some companies right now that their prices are high, but when you look at the return on that investment is equally high.
Okay.
So it depends on where an investor stands. If you are the kind of an investor that is willing and ready to take risks above your investment, fine. But if you are an investor who cannot take a risk above your investment, then you know what next to do. That means you should sell so that you don't fall prey of a downward trend in the market space. So all this has to do with the determination of an investor and the projection he or she may have concerning any stock. But as we speak right now, the financial industry is on top. Why I say it's on top is it's more regulated than other sector of the market. That is, the banking industry is more regulated. When you look at in terms of the regulation, we have the central bank regulating them. You have the Securities and Exchange Commission regulating them. You have the Nigerian Exchange regulating them, and you equally have the Telecom also being in regulation.
Yes, I was going to say that.
All these banks also have self-regulation too. So you can look at all that and you see their performance, then you can go for them.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Kenny Adeaga. That was very, very expository. All right. Once again, this is Mainland Business Cafe on 98.3 Mainland FM, the sound of Lagos. If you would like to join the conversation, kindly call this number 0913 6000410, not 30. 30 is just designed for WhatsApp and text messages. If you call that number, we're afraid we will not be able to conference you into this conversation. All right, so please call 0913 6000410 if you would like to join the conversation, or you can simply head on now to our Facebook page and watch the video and drop your comments there, and it will be read on air and possibly answered by our in-house financial analyst. Once again, this is 98.3 Mainland FM, the sound of Lagos, and of course the proposed topic this morning is Nigeria's stock market ranked the world's second best in 2024 after Argentina. And of course, Mr. Kenny is providing you with relevant information concerning how you can seize the opportunity of investing and getting returns on investment. So once again, 0913 6000410 is the number to call to join the conversation. All right. Okay. So, Mr. Kenny, while we wait for calls, let me just quickly move over to some expectations of shareholders concerning this particular how will I put it, this remarkable feat. Now, the fact that the capital market is a barometer used in measuring economic viability of any nation. Now, shareholders' expectation for this particular new year and the fact that we have achieved this feat is that the need for government to address the floating of the naira, which has led to foreign exchange losses for most companies in the capital market, leading to a loss position of their bottom line. We have seen how 9 firms lost up to 960 billion naira to forex policy in the half report of last year. So, sir, what is your take on that? The floating of the naira.
Well, let's first look at the demand for forex.
Okay.
By some of these companies.
All right.
Do they demand for the forex genuinely, or they just want to trade on it and make more money to their company? Of course, nobody would say making more money to company is bad. But when you do it at the expense of producing or making the country a productive nation, it is bad. So we see, or we've had or known that there are so many companies who would request for foreign exchange to say they want to import or they want to produce certain things. For that purpose, they are requesting for foreign exchange. But when you go back to such companies, you discover that what they have required or requested that forex for is not what it is meant to address. And so, for some companies, because they cannot stand to obey the rules and regulations guiding foreign exchange in Nigeria, or possibly making foreign exchange to be available to them, we have a problem. Okay. So, if you must access forest, you must be accessing that forest for a genuine purpose, not for trading purposes.
Okay.
Because the essence of it is you are asking for that forest because you want to import either machinery or products that are not available in Nigeria but are expected products. That is, they are consumable products or needed products that people require, which will equally translate into an increase in our GDP. Okay. But when you are asking for forest and you only want to trade to make gain, it doesn't add to the economy level of Nigeria. And that is the reason why most companies, if you look at some of the companies that had left, I've said it before, maybe we would need to have asked them.
Okay,
why
GSK, P&G,
is
right?
Is it because there is no market? Because market for any product is in number. You can imagine the population of Nigeria, over 200 million population. Even if manufacturers of cars are targeting Nigeria market, what that tells you is that they believe that the market is here. And why is the market here? Because we are not producing the product we want to bring in. And so they are ready to produce it from wherever they are and send to Nigeria. I think, again, the only problem we may be having with that area is what are the incentives government is ready to provide or give to companies that may be operating in Nigeria that will be producing goods and services that will benefit the nation. So government needs to look into that area. There are some companies or there are some countries where they give tax holiday to companies, not because they wanted to give them, but because they see that they are producing in their country. And so for them to continue to produce, they need to give them some tax incentives. And when tax incentives are given, they see the effect on their economy. But in Nigeria, you know what we are facing. You give the company a tax incentive and it's not adding up to the performance of our economy. Of what use or of what purpose is then for you to now say you give a tax incentive to a company that is not adding up to our bottom line? So we need to continuously do what is called monitoring and educating the people, companies operating. Look, we are ready to give you this. Government must be up and doing this year in terms of monitoring and regulating. When you monitor and you regulate, people will appreciate it. But when you regulate without monitoring, it makes a nonsense of what you are doing. So I think government in all sphere of its endeavors should try as much as possible to monitor. If they have given any company any tax incentive, they must be able to monitor whether that will translate into growth for both the company and the economy. Otherwise, some people will just sit down and will be making millions of naira or dollar or whatever in the confines of their home without any effort. So this is an area that government needs to look into before we can say our economy is buoyant or not, or that our economy is a competitive economy or not. But more importantly is the fact that any company that wants to operate, it's all over the world, wherever you want to operate from, they have the rules and regulations. If you meet up with the rules and regulations, so be it and continue your existence in that country. But if you cannot, you leave. It's not a forced thing. It's not a do or die thing. If we have countries, we have a company that can manufacture.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Kenny. I may have to interject. I may have to interject a little. We are pressed for time. The conversation is really bulky. So, but we have to go now because the headline news ought to be on air now. So we apologize for the... Well, we shall come back again next week on the 22nd of January. But thank you so much for lending us your expertise on this proposed topic this morning.
It's my pleasure.
All right. Thank you.
Have a wonderful day.
And you too, sir. All right, that's all we can take on Mainland Business Cafe. Join me same time next Monday on 98.3 Mainland FM. Do have a lovely day ahead. Up next is the Global News at 12.
Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos.
This is the Global News on 98.3 Mainland FM.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Global News on Mainland FM. In the highlight, Lagos Task Force impounds motorcycles in renewed operation. Serap tells Akpabio Abbas to cut self-serving 344.85 billion naira National Assembly budget. In business, LIRS fixes January 31 as deadline for employers' return. On the foreign scene, Iceland volcano eruption spills lava into town, setting houses on fire. In sport, Al Hassan Yusuf gives